I'd say we're going to see the squeeze fade quite a bit from these two today.
Yes.
It doesn't matter where you started. It doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter that we're strangers. It doesn't matter if we're best friends.
We are live. Can you believe it?
No, this is, insane amount of time that we've been talking about doing this, and here we are, come to fruition.
I know, it's, man, we've been talking about this for years to finally get a podcast up and running, and man, I'm excited to see that hit Spotify, YouTube, and everything. So we're pumped. This is our episode 1. We'll see what happens, but we're so pumped to kind of get this thing rolling, and would love to kind of get started with why are we doing this? You know, why are we doing a podcast? What are 2 PGA pros doing, sitting behind a camera doing a podcast right now? But a little history of why we started this. We were, in Scotland last year, playing the Old Course, unbelievable experience. We'll get into that probably on some future episodes of like Old Course in reverse and all that we did. But we kind of got to thinking like, what is going on in the golf industry and like what excites us about the golf industry. You know, we're both PGA pros. We've worked in the green grass side. We've worked at different sales companies, and we kind of got to thinking like, why is like we're getting pulled in so many different directions with the PGA Tour and kind of PGA of America and all sorts of different things, and why do we love golf? And so we were sitting in Scotland like, this is the home of golf, and how excited we were to be there. And so that's where we kind of came up with Stymied Golf, which is the name of our channel. So what does Stymied Golf mean to you? When we started talking about that, like what came to your head?
Yeah, I think we both kind of felt stuck in the game of golf, right? And we go on a ton of trips together, and most of them stateside here in the U.S. And I think once we got that experience in Scotland, we were like, this is golf. This is the experience that we've been chasing in the game of golf. How can we replicate that and kind of get unstuck? And I think that's where Stymied came into play is, you know, when you're stymied, you're behind somebody and you have to find a way around it. And so, yeah, here we are, talk about experiences and the history of the game and architecture and really fun stuff around the game of golf, and try to excite some others and get them on trips with us.
Exactly. And I know there's a ton out in the golf, like YouTube space and podcast space right now, but there's not much like done by PGA professionals. And so we're hoping, you know, as we continue to grow and do new things, like we have other PGA professionals join us on golf trips or come on the podcast and really kind of build up that industry. I know it's taken a hit a lot in the last couple years, so we really do have a heart for that industry. So we're hoping that kind of evolves as we go on. So yeah, I would love to kind of get into probably our origin stories. I mean, kind of start from the beginning, right? And see how we got to this point.
Yeah. I mean, interestingly enough, I know nothing about how you got into the game of golf, like, you know, what age, what got you into it. So yeah, tell me a little bit about that and your history in the game.
Yeah. You know, probably like a lot of golfers, I mean, you know, your dad puts a plastic club in your hand at the age of 4 and, you know, you just tag along. And growing up in a small town, you know, it was a lot easier to do that where they were cool with the 4-year-old running down the fairway with the little plastic club. But yeah, that's how I started hitting. I remember we went on a trip. My dad was from northeast Colorado, and he took me to a little golf course called F&H. It's a little 9-hole golf course that used to have sand greens where you actually had to rake the green before you putted. And that was, I didn't get to experience that, but my dad grew up on that course. And so I remember him taking me there and just running down the fairway with a plastic club. And that's kind of where I got hooked. And I was, you know, really, you know, all the normal stuff growing up, like playing in the summer. You know, my mom would drop me off. We had a little 9-hole country club in Palestine, Texas, and it's in the summer, like, hey, you're dropped off at 8 a.m. and we'll see you at dark. And like that was our summer. It was great. And you know, the Dr. Pepper out of the fountain was great at the, I mean, all the little things. It's just great. But you know, and definitely remember like all the little, you know, all the pieces of, you know, not only people but places that kind of impacted me. And grew up really playing at Meadowbrook Country Club in Palestine my whole childhood. We had probably 15 to 20 guys like around my age group that we just all played. Like it was great.
Yep.
But yeah, my dad got me into the game. I grew up really on a golf course. My first job was at a golf course, like picking range balls. I did some, mowing, did basically every job you could. And I'm sure you did the same.
Man, I much later start in the game than you. So that's cool. I didn't realize you had had a golf club in your hand that long.
Yeah, it was fun, man. And then
What about high school?
What's that?
What about high school? You started playing on the team, I would assume, and
Yep. High school played at Palestine, and we kind of had a really good powerhouse group of guys come through, and they were, 10 to 15, like really, really good golfers. A few of the guys that older than me, went to kind of top schools after high school, but yeah, grew up, played at Palestine. We played. What's funny is we actually played one of our regional tournaments at Raven's Nest. Sam Houston State, which we'll get to here in a bit.
Yep.
But that was kind of a fun foreshadowing event there. But I just was always playing golf, and I actually played basketball for a little bit in high school. I played basketball all growing up, and then eventually was like, all right,
you're not called Biggie and the Biggie Smalls for nothing, right?
Right. Yeah, that was. I kind of felt like I had to. All my parents played, my dad played, but golf really, like that's kind of where I started taking off and just continued to play, and then obviously went into Sam Houston State, which we'll get into. But yeah, what about you? You said you got a little bit later start.
Yeah, man, I come from a family of golfers. Both my grandparents or grandfathers were golfers, have their clubs, so I hang on to those, which is cool. I didn't get started until I was 12 or 13. My dad and I were just looking for something to do one summer and bought a set of used Sam Snead blades at a garage sale. Bought woods and other knickknacks at a golf store in College Station, and a head cover that I still have to this day, which I'm very proud of.
Love it.
But I started playing that summer, 12, 13, had a few friends that played golf, so would play with them. Kind of same thing as you, got dropped off at the golf course at like 8, 9 a.m. after that first summer. Would practice all day, help out at the golf course, picking balls and doing whatever I needed to. Just fell in love with it. It's all I wanted to do. I did play, baseball and tennis and a few other sports when I got to high school. Played football in junior high while I was playing golf, but I just always wanted to go out and hit balls, practice. That was back in the days before, I guess we were at a 9-hole Muni golf course. That's all we had in Navasota, and so there's no picker. So we would go out as part of the golf team and like hit balls at each other, have the glove out there trying to catch the balls. Freshmen were the ones that were always out in the field getting stingers hit at us. So it was a blast, but yeah, played very competitively in high school. We made it to regionals, I think twice. Actually made it to state one year, and one of our qualifying scores got DQ'd after the fact. So heartbreak, we didn't get to go play, but
right.
Our number one was phenomenal, so he went to state. We all got to go and watch and cheer him on. But yeah, it was a passion of mine. I did my senior, what do you want to be when you grow up, essay for English on our local PGA Pro, because once we hit, I think it was 10th grade, they opened, my goodness, what's the name of the course? They opened a full 18-hole golf course that was pretty top notch when we were in high school, and I interviewed the pro and this is what I want to do. And yeah, same thing, kind of hopped into Sam Houston State first class to be a PGA golf professional upon graduation. So
that's wild. Yeah, I was curious about that. When did you decide, hey, I want to go in the industry, I want to go the PGM route, and then I guess why Sam Houston? Probably because it was close by and it was the PGM school, but yeah, how'd you get there?
Yeah, so I was looking for colleges as I was graduating school and knowing I wanted to do something in sports, more specifically golf. That I think it was in February or March they announced that the first PGM school in Texas was opening at Sam Houston State. It was like an hour drive from Navasota. So I did the interview with Rich. I had earrings in, had torn up jeans, and just the snooty little kid from Navasota.
He's probably like, what is this guy?
Dude, he told me, drop those earrings and get jeans with no holes in them, and you're welcome. Right. And I mean, Rich really shaped me into the PGA Pro I am today. He gets a lot of flack from us, but he did a great job. So, but yeah, that's how I started, and we were kind of the test dummies. As you know, you weren't a few years behind us, but what about you? How'd that come about?
Yeah, I mean, growing up in Palestine, it felt like everyone that I went to school with either went to A&M or Texas for some reason, and mostly A&M.
Yep.
And so
same.
I was kind of thinking, I was right on the edge. Like I had a growth spurt probably like senior year of high school. So I really started to become like a better golfer probably like senior year. So I was like, okay, I could either go to maybe like a junior college and just try to walk on and play some golf, or go the PGM route. And that's kind of what I decided was the PGM route. And I think I visited Sam Houston, did the same thing, like met with Rich, and I thought like, man, this is actually like a nice campus. Like it's a good spot. It's a small commuter school, but I just, I wasn't trying to, go into massive debt and go to A&M and all that. Like I was, I just wanted to do that. And I think we'll get into that on kind of what I thought the PGA was going to be when I first went into the program. And I think a lot of it, right or wrong, was sold as, hey, you can come in and you're going to play a lot of golf, and you're going to be around golf, and part of that's true, but there's some bad realities of it too, and I think that's part of what we're hoping to change a little bit, just the perception. But yeah, I got into it, and I think I was maybe 3 years behind you, 3 or 4, maybe 3 years behind you.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
But I had a great experience. I mean, played like on the Jones Cup, and I played a lot of golf, which was fun. I was kind of a part of that crew that played a lot of golf and did some really cool internships. I think
did like one in Colorado, right?
Yeah,
pretty
I did
sweet.
Up at Harmony Golf Club. I think I want to say Colorado State practices out there now, which is they got a pretty cool practice facility. But did one up there. Did one at TPC Craig Ranch, home of the Byron Nelson house.
Yeah, buddy.
And then they actually turned into my first full-time assistant gig as well at Craig Ranch. And then did one down in Austin, and then worked for the Northern Texas section doing junior golf tournaments. So that was
a variety.
That was a beatdown, but it was fun though. But yeah, and you had probably the same setup, right? Like internships every summer, and then at the end.
Yeah, so we did same thing, internships your first 3 summers, and then you do a 6 or 9 month internship at the end. I did my first internship. My goal was to get as far away from Texas as possible. Grew up there, lived there my whole life, didn't leave much. So first job was in Parkville, Missouri, very near you, actually. The Deuce Golf Club at the National. That was a blast.
5 minutes away.
Yep, lived on the 18th hole in the old intern house. I think
Nice.
They tore it down after we destroyed it that year. But did my first summer there, second summer in Concord, Massachusetts at Neshotic Country Club, right up there on the door. And then I did my third internship there as well. I loved Concord, loved Boston, just a super historic city, and I just had a blast. And Cameron Trail came up with me that next year. So we had a good time. And then my final internship, Topeka, Kansas, another local spot to you. Had some different opportunities, but landed on Topeka, Kansas for Topeka Country Club. Got to work under Stan Ball, who you know well through TrackMans. No, it was a blast, and had a lot of good lessons and good experiences through there. But yeah, once I left school, kind of same thing. Darted as far away from Texas as I could. Moved up to Oregon, kind of a semi-internship role, and worked my way into second assistant there at Eugene Country Club, working with the University of Oregon golf team. It was a blast.
Nice.
And then just kind of bounced around in the industry from there.
That's one of the things, if I could go back, is I really didn't start traveling until TrackMan, like, and really got kind of not only like the golf travel bug, but just, traveling in general. And now,
Seeing things, man.
yeah, seeing
Yep.
things. But I was like, my last internship, I went to Brad, our internship coordinator, and I was like, hey, I want to go to California. Like, get me somewhere out there.
Yep.
And he's
Oh,
like,
that's where it comes from.
he's like, you're going to TPC Creek Ranch. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? Like, get me out of here. But yeah, so I wish I would have pushed a little harder on that, knowing what I know now, of kind of the trips that we've been on and stuff. But there's just so much good golf out there. It's like you said, that country club up in Boston. I mean, you've never been up there and all that, and all of a sudden it's like a great place and fond memory.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they hosted a Champions Tour event, so got to meet some, names, right? Lee Trevino, Craig Stadler, Tom Watson, caddied for Tom Purtzer. Like, it was unbelievable as a 19, 20-year-old kid, just getting to see some of the greats that, got to see some of the ends of their careers and some of them in their prime. So that was phenomenal. And yeah, wouldn't trade it for anything. I will say, to your California point, I applied at Old Head Golf Links in Ireland, but couldn't get my work visa in time. So who knows what could have changed had that worked out. But
We
yeah,
might not be sitting here today.
it could be all different. So thankful for those experiences that brought us here, man.
Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, those are some things that I didn't even know you went to Boston. I knew you did Eugene. That's part of our golf trip history as well. And
Good stories in Oregon, man.
Yep.
Can't wait for that episode.
I know, but just thinking about like our podcast in general and kind of, expanding on why we're doing this and some of the things that we're not really probably going to touch on too much. And of course, it'll be a part of maybe our conversations if crazy things happen. But the PGA Tour, it's really not going to be our focus. I mean, there's a ton of podcasts out there. I mean, we listen to some of them as well, but we want to be the podcast for the PGA golf professional, for the TrackMan owner as well. And we'll get into that. I mean, I think we kind of skipped over that a little bit, but we have I had 4+ years. You had what, 7, almost
8.
8 years of TrackMan, sales rep experience. You're up in Minnesota most all the time, I believe, right? Did you start in Kansas? No, you started in Minnesota for TrackMan.
Yeah, so, well, first of all, that's where we met, right? Like, we knew each other somewhat in college, but didn't hang out much, didn't play much golf together, just because mostly the age difference. But yeah, once I started at TrackMan, you started like 4 months later. We saw each other in Denmark. Like, yeah. I think that was your first week, right?
First day.
Yeah.
I got hired and they were like, hey, can you get on a flight tomorrow to Denmark? And I'm like, I guess. I mean, and so I landed Denmark, no idea where I'm going, can't read the signs, something. And
you had
so
to get picked up by the secretary,
picked up
right?
picked up and, I'm not even close to the office and finally get there. And I remember, you were part of the crew that picked me up the next morning and it was,
it was like,
good.
Wait, Austin? Yeah, I mean, that was a wild encounter, like across the pond. Just
right.
Hey, we went to school together, dude. Like, didn't even know
like,
you worked here.
Right. Yeah, because in college we really didn't even, cross paths that much at all. So
yeah,
it was probably a couple years into TrackMan when we started to plan golf trips around the sales meeting and basically plan golf trips around the PGA show. Anything that we could do to plan a golf trip around, we basically did.
Yep.
So that's another piece of kind of why we're doing this is, with you, and you'll get into this, but owning your own indoor golf facility, like we want to relay a lot of that TrackMan expertise and also connect with other TrackMan owners. And I mean, it's what they've done with the product, the software. I mean, it's just like, I mean, it's unbelievable. And you experience it every day. I mean, with your members.
Yeah, I mean, we both got to see it in its infancy, the virtual golf and the entertainment side, and how far it's come is incredible in its own. But I mean, there's so much that it can do, right? And I do it every single day. I've done it now for almost 9 years working with TrackMan, so I know pretty much every navigation and usage and tool in there. And I think we've both done 200, 400 plus trainings on the product with owners. And I mean, trying to dive into that with somebody in an hour, 2 hour stretch, I mean, they go cross-eyed in 10 minutes. So how can we help people use the product better, whether you're a business owner, whether you're a homeowner and you have one in your house, or a golf pro and you want to improve your instruction? Like, that's not going to be our entire channel is talking TrackMan, but with our expertise and history, we do want to share some of that and help others, be able to use the product better and have more fun around it. So
yeah, we're believers in it. We obviously sold against other companies. Like, we know the ins and outs of all the competitors out there, and man, there's just nothing that compares to not only, obviously the accuracy is there, like that's well known, but it's that software piece, the virtual golf. I mean,
unbelievable.
We'll get into that, but we're joined up and play some virtual golf together.
Baby.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. We also, when we go on golf trips, we kind of love to look around and figure out, like, what's the unique parts of the city, what's the coffee shop, what's the cigar lounge, like what are some spots that really kind of make the city come alive. And so that I mean, we did that in Scotland, we've done that in other places, Des Moines, where did we go? Des Moines, Iowa.
Des Moines, yep. West Palm.
Yeah, West Palm. Oh, that's, yeah, unbelievable trip down there. But yeah, that's kind of why what we're thinking about for the channel, and kind of why all that kind of mixes together. Not only your business, but our life together. Like, we're in pretty similar stages in life. We pretty similar stages in amount of golf that we play and the amount of golf we would like to play.
That's not a positive thing either. The amount of golf we play.
It's not.
Our gin rewinds, if we ever get to that, are going to make others feel really good.
Yeah.
That's be on the lookout
for those. It's not fun to see or hear people, they're like, oh, I played 150 rounds last year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well,
I played 10% of that. Actually, less than 10% of that.
Right. Yep. But that's that's kind of zooming out what we're hoping to accomplish out of the channel. But what's coming? What do we got on the docket?
Yeah. So I mean, from the podcast, I think that's kind of what we're going to talk about, right? This is the Squeeze Fade podcast, and the reason being is Austin dreams of hitting a squeeze fade. He sends me videos. I have an entire folder in my phone of his golf swings, just trying to get him to hit a fade.
I just need it to fall right, just fall.
Boy, he's got the here.
Yep.
Or actually, I guess we get the Carl Anthony Towns, if you catch my drift.
It just really depends.
4 fairways over
on the day.
But and I hit a just beautiful squeeze fade when I hit it well. So that's kind of the naming behind this podcast. But that's what we're going to talk about. Like, it's just going to be dialogue, us having a good time, talking about our golf trips, talking about these coffee shops, cigar lounges, art. I love art. Talking about just things we're passionate about and how that ties to golf and the game of life. But from the channel perspective, we have some really awesome stuff. Like, we've been talking ideas, and Austin alluded to this a little bit earlier, but we hop on kind of like some of these video gamers and play, maybe once a month from our TrackMan base. Like, I'll go to the Barn Club, and we'll go to a local spot, and we'll hop into a lobby together and play together. So we have some really cool things where we're gonna play together. We already have some guests that are potentially going to come on and talk to us about their companies or their history in the game of golf and awesome experiences they've had. Really excited for that piece. I think we're going to do a how-to series as well. Why not have the facility to do it in, and just highlight different features within TrackMan, deeper dives into what things mean, different numbers. If anyone ever has questions, like, let us know. Shoot us an email, send us a message. Like, we'll answer it. We'll post a video about it. I think just the TrackMan world excites both of us. Like, it's such a fun product to play on. So
we used it to even get started for Scotland too. Like, we were prepping. We played the
old course, castle course.
Old course.
Yeah,
we were dropping balls in different areas, trying to think about like where we're going to hit it from. Like, it was incredible.
Yep. And we just, FaceTime each other. We had the other guys in those FaceTimes sometimes playing with us, Miles and James. Like, yeah, it was such a good tool to work on. So yeah, definitely just want to highlight that and some ways that people can improve their usage there. And then some other things is we have some, more fun stuff that we're going to do and like chiz and, different unique things that in the game of golf we'll have some fun around. Won't all be serious like this. But, and then I think, our overall goal is on these trips that we go on. I mean, last year was 3, year before that was 2 or 3. We just want to highlight like the experiences. We want to go find local PGA pros that are doing great work or even, maintenance guys or industry people, like anybody in the game of golf that has a really interesting story, fun story. There's a lot of phenomenal golf pros out there. There's some bad ones. We won't highlight those. We'll just have a good time around. Maybe. Okay, maybe we will. But yeah, I mean, like our West Palm Beach par 3, like Tony, man, we gotta get Tony on the
back out to
podcast
Tony
one day. He was unbelievable. Made that trip. Just we'll get into that in a future series. Yeah, I mean that trip could have gone south.
Yeah,
it was dark times.
But it's even that.
And,
I mean, like if you're planning trips, I mean, that's a place we had no idea about. Like I didn't know. You were kind of you're familiar a little bit with the area, but adding on the West Palm Beach par 3, playing without shoes on, like meeting I mean, it's just it's such a great spot that a lot of people would never even know about, right?
Yep. And I mean, but that's it right there, right? Like we don't want to go to the biggest and best and the resorts, and I mean everybody knows those. Like we want to highlight the kind of under the radar stories and cool experiences and places that we want to just keep coming back to and having a ball. So yeah, that's what's coming from the channel, and we have like a few of those in the works already, so more to come in the next weeks or so. But yeah, really excited. I just think there's so much that we have to share and talk about and just dive into, man. Like it's the game's awesome. And, yeah.
I mean, especially when we talk about like PGA pros in general. I mean, a lot of beat down. I mean, we've been in that situation a lot too. I mean,
80-hour weeks and
yeah. I mean, you're just kind of getting beat down, and that's why we're really excited about doing this and just doing things that we're both passionate about. We both have a ton of history with not only PGA of America, but TrackMan. And and I mean, who knows, you may even hear us make some cold calls, try to get some golf trips set. Like there's a lot of stuff that's going to come.
Yep. A lot of cool ideas. I mean, let's be honest, we talk pretty much every single day, half hour to an hour. We cover every topic you can imagine. We just, and so that's basically what this is. It's just us chatting, catching up, and then eventually bringing in some cool people and talking to them, whether friends or future friends. It's a lot out there and a lot of good ideas, a lot of good people around us.
Love it.
Just to see where things go.
Yeah, man. I can't believe it. Episode 1.
I mean, gosh, yeah.
Wow, it's just like I'm ready to do the next one. So it's
Yeah,
man, I'm pumped. I'm glad we finally kind of figured this out. There's going to be a lot of things. I think our whole really channel is built on curiosity. Like we're not only curious about the people, like you mentioned, like Tony, or some of the business owners that you interact with at the Barn Club, but curious about like we played Ely when we went to Scotland. Like that was one of the best on the trip, and it was kind of off the beaten path, but it's becoming more well known. So. We're pumped, man.
Yeah, good times. Well, yeah, I'd say thanks to everybody that does tune in and hears this and is interested. I think, if you're a PGA pro, if you're a TrackMan owner, if you love the game of golf, if you love history, if you love the traditional values around the game, if you love architecture, you love books, you love art, you love cigars, I mean, anything that resonates, that's what we're about. That's what we're going to sit here and talk about week in and week out, amongst other things that are fun and interesting. So we are really excited to see what comes and just keep doing this.